Hey guys, welcome to AFC Game by Game, where today I'm going to be discussing the Arsenal versus Everton match. This game was really important for both Arsenal and Everton. Mainly important for Arsenal because it would boost our top 4 finish, and it would be the same for Everton really, because this is something that Everton really want. They don't get very many wins at Arsenal. I'm pretty sure that's a drought that they want to end. I'm pretty sure that they want to boost their chances of getting into the Champions League spot, which is something they could do this season. They're not far behind Arsenal, Chelsea and Tottenham, and it's definitely something Everton could do. They are a threat to Arsenal in a minute. It was actually a very quiet game, I thought. I thought there were a couple of problems with the starting lineup. I mean, here's the lineup I'd pick. As you can see, I've brought in Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Thomas Rosicky and Lucas Podolski. I've brought in these 3 players because I think that Walcott and Wilshere, they were poor. They were really, really poor. Wilshere, alright, he looks good on the pitch, but he does not, we all know that Rosicky in the past couple of days has been working really well for Arsenal, linking into that midfield with Arteta and Cazorla, scored 2 goals against West Brom, plays his heart out every game. Obviously Wilshere does the same, but I mean, he's just come back from an injury. I don't know, Wenger says, I'm not going to change a winning team. Wenger, you contradicted yourself, you have changed it. He didn't change the back 4, he kept Vermaelen out of the squad. Okay, he didn't change it there, fair enough, but I would have kept Rosicky in that squad because he's been absolutely amazing the past couple of games for us. I'd have brought in Oxlade-Chamberlain merely because in that game against Norwich he gave a real spur for us. He was one of them players that changed the game, and he was one of the ones that assisted the goal. I'd have brought in Lucas Podolski merely because when he came on he was really good, and it was the same when he came on against Norwich, he was really good. I don't know how we're not playing this guy, especially as a striker. He's been really good. I think the big talking point about today's game was how poor Olivier Giroud is. I haven't said that he's a world-class striker. I haven't said he's a great striker either. I think Giroud is a good striker. He's average. I don't think he's good for Arsenal. But if we were to get someone like Jovetic or Cavani, I don't think he'd be starting in that squad. I think he'd be on the bench. I think he'd be a good surplus striker. But for a striker to miss from what he was about 8 yards out, yeah, fair enough. It was on his weaker foot. Well, it's not really fair enough, really, because, like, you know, he's on about 50-something grand a week, and he's a striker, he's a professional, a French international. You don't miss from there. And to not even get it on target, I mean, he skied it over the bar. That was an appalling effort on goal. I just can't help but feel that maybe if Podolski had started, maybe he'd have scored that. Maybe if Walcott was still on the pitch, he'd have scored that. Chamberlain would have scored that. Anyone would have scored that, really. Arteta, Cazorla, that was a golden opportunity for Giroud, but he really mucked that up. He even had Podolski square to him on his left. Really should have done something with that. That was just a waste. He was just so poor, and he was just so lazy yesterday. I didn't really see him making any runs. He wasn't creating any chances, wasn't getting in any space. He just looked lazy. He looked a bit arrogant. But I just don't... I'm not going to say I don't think he's good enough, because it's obvious that he's a decent player. I mean, he's got, what, 15-something goals for us. He's got about 11 assists. So obviously he's brought something to Arsenal this season, and he has been a good replacement for Van Persie, but not a great one. We need a great replacement for Van Persie. And it's horrible to say, but if Van Persie was playing today, we'd have won that game 2 or 3-0. Fact is, we don't have him, and we've got Giroud, and Giroud has to be that man that stepped up to the plate and has got to score the goal. And, well, I've just seen from his recent performances, he didn't play that well against Norwich, didn't play that well against Reading or West Brom, and Wenger should have seen that, and he should have played Podolski. And Wenger, I don't know why he didn't even take Giroud off. I'd have taken Giroud off for Podolski. I'd have kept Walcott on the pitch. I know Walcott hadn't been playing particularly well, but he has got very fast pace. He could have brought something to that starting lineup. He could have gone on, scored a goal. Unfortunately, I just don't think Giroud should have been on that pitch. Really hard to say that, but he just wasn't good enough yesterday. Hasn't been good enough the past couple of games. Yeah, I think he might have scored against Norwich. That might have been an own goal, but really, he hasn't been good enough. A lot of people saying that we need to get rid of him. No, let's not get rid of him. He's a good backup if we were to get someone like Cavani, but we can't lose faith in him because he is a decent striker, but I don't know. It's like hard to keep patience with him, because if he just doesn't put the effort in when he's on the money he's on, and like the luxuries he has, and all the fans having to go up to the Emirates and watch him and like pay the highest prices in the league, It's not on really. I expect every player on that pitch to give 100% and more. I was really disappointed with Arsenal today. I'm just hoping that we can go into our game against Fulham and get a result there, but that's going to be a really tough game. And Wenger said in the post-match conference that this leaves us in a strong position, but Wenger, it doesn't. It leaves us in a very vulnerable position. We played the same games as Tottenham now. This was our game in hand over them, and they're 2 points behind us. If we mess up at Fulham and Tottenham win, then we're in trouble. We're in big trouble because then Tottenham will go above us. We got to win at Fulham. That's a must win, and then we've got to do something against Man United now. If we'd have won this, that would have taken so much pressure off. But Chelsea have got 2 games in hand of us, so they could go 4 points clear if they win both of them. So no, this doesn't leave us in a strong position, Wenger. It leaves us in a very vulnerable position. This is a game that we should have gone out to win. Fair enough, we did do that, and fair enough, a lot of players did try. Aaron Ramsey I was very impressed with. Impressed with Wojciech Szczesny as well. But honestly, I just think that we've got to go to Fulham and we've got to get 3 points. That's a must. I just don't see how we can't go there and not get 3 points. If we don't, then we are in big trouble. I feel confident for the top 4 finish, of course. But if we mess up at Fulham, that could be it. And we've got to get something against Man United. A point would do, maybe 3 points. I can't see us doing that though, because Man United are on such good form at the moment. It's just going to be really hard to do that. But anyway, let's be optimistic. Let's hope we can finish in the top 4. Let's hope we can buy good players in summer and hopefully have a really good season next season. Hopefully get a trophy. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. This has been AFC Game by Game. If you did enjoy this video, please press the like button and subscribe if you want to see more Arsenal reviews, chance from the matches, etc, etc. And if you could follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and if you could like my Facebook page, that'd be great guys. Alright, see you later.